So today we're going to talk about how do you know whether something is a permutation or a combination. So we already talked about how to put them in the calculator, but now we're going to learn how do we tell the two apart, right? They're very similar, but they are different. So when we're talking about a permutation, this is when we're arranging things and the order is going to matter. So if I'm making a list, I want a permutation. So for example, if I have 5 books that I want to put on the shelf, how many different ways can I put those 5 books in an order, right? So that's a permutation. A combination is when we're choosing a group of things. This is when the order doesn't matter. So this would be like if I have 20 books and I want to pick 5 of them. It won't matter what order they're in, I just want 5 books. Permutation is when we're saying, all right, how many orders can I put those 5 books in, right? So for a permutation, if I'm putting things in order, these two are different items. So AB is different than BA. But in a combination, order doesn't matter. AB and BA, that would only count as one thing because it doesn't matter what order the 2 letters are in. It just matters that we picked an A and a B, right? It doesn't matter what order the A and the B are in, right? So that's only one option. And in a permutation, these would be 2 different options, right? That's the big difference here. One thing that can help you out is a permutation. Each item is different, right? But in a combination, items are treated the same, right? So if we're talking about you're playing in a tournament for your sports team and you have first place, second place, third place, that would be a permutation because first place is different than second place. But if you're doing a combination, let's say you go to tryouts and 30 people come to try out for the soccer team, but only 15 can be on the team. That would be a combination because it doesn't matter what order you're put on the team, right? So if you're just selecting the people on the team, that would be a combination, right? Something else, if you're doing roles in a play, like if you're going to a play or you're doing vice president, president, secretary, those would be examples of permutations if you're getting a specific role, right? Specific roles would be a permutation, right? So anything specific like roles, plays, jobs, that kind of thing. So that's the difference between these two. Permutation, it matters what order they're in or their specific roles, and then we have to arrange them. But a combination, you're just taking a big group and taking a smaller group from the big group, basically. So these are easy to confuse with, we talked about counting principle. So a lot of times these 3 are all together because they're very similar things, right? How many different possibilities are there? Counting principle is what we did when we did combination of things. So if I have 5 different shirts, 2 different pants, and 3 different shoes, how many outfits can I make? That's a counting principle, right? It's when you're combining different things. So if there's multiple things, multiple types of things, that's going to be counting principle. When you're doing combination and permutation, there's only one thing. There's one team. There's one type of book. There's jelly beans. That's just one type of thing. If there's different things happening at one time, that's counting principle, right? So I'm going to do go through some of these. I got 6 examples here. I'm going to go through real quick. The first one says, arrange the letters of the word factor. So we've got a bunch of letters. How many times, different ways can we arrange them? So this one, for arranging, arrange is a clue word. Anytime you see the word arrange, it's going to be a permutation, right? That's a clue word. So this one's going to be a permutation, right? Number 2, choose 2 jelly beans from the bag. So we're just picking 2 jelly beans out Choose, that's another clue word, that's a combination. Arrange 5 books on a shelf. Right, so again, arranging is permutations. Right? Color a map with 15 color pencils, so each country is different color. So anytime different colors, that means it's specific, right? That means it's a permutation because there's specific colors involved here. Select 5 students to create a bulletin board. So we're just picking 5 kids to go make a bulletin board. They don't have different jobs or anything, so this is a permutation. Sorry, a combination. Combination order doesn't matter. They're just gonna go make something. And number 6, choose 2 students to be a president and a vice president. So since there are specific roles, president, vice president, it's 2 very specific things. We got a permutation. So there you go. If you have any questions, make sure you send me a message on Google Chat.